Greetings, foolish mortals. 'Tis I, Viktorya Roze Tassi. It is August 6th, 2023, my mom's birthday. So be certain to show my mom some love down below in the comments. And in today's video, I decided, why not hop onto the Reddit train and read other interesting things that people had posted. So, yeah. I'm going to be reading 3 Reddit posts today. Now, just so that way you guys know, some of the posts which I'm going to be reading are not up on Reddit anymore. I screenshotted those. Screenshotted. What's the proper word for it? I screenshot those posts I want to do and that I know will be taken down. You know, just simply because Reddit's really funny like that. And so, yeah, let's get to it, shall we? And before I forget, please be certain to show me some love up on social media. Links are down below in the bio. And also, SapphireSeaSiren, my online shop, is now live. So if you want to find yourself some geeky, fun jewelry, be certain to go down below and show me some love by clicking on the link. P.S. I love custom orders. So this first one is from the Am I the A-hole thread, and it's titled, Am I the a-hole for calling the C word to my future sister-in-law after she tried to gain sympathy with my miscarriage? Okay, let's read on, shall we? OP said, I'm sorry if this seems all over the place. I'm just so mad that everyone is siding with her. My future sister-in-law, Ella, is your typical annoying bubbly girl. She's always happy and smiling, caring and compassionate. My brother is foolishly in love with her, and it seems like the rest of my family is wrapped around her finger. My brother and I grew up very close. When we were 10 and 7 years old, our father passed away, and our mother struggled as a single parent until she met her stepfather, who is truly an amazing person. They had our little brother, who happened to be Ella's best friend, and the reason she met our brother. 28 days ago, my husband, Mark, and I tragically lost our pregnancy at 22 weeks. I'm so sorry, OP. It was devastating then, and it still is. I haven't been ready to talk to my therapist about it yet. This was our first pregnancy that progressed this far, so we were filled with hope. Since the loss, I made it clear I didn't want to talk to anyone, that I didn't want any visit. However, Ella keeps serving deliveries of food every now and then with stupid-ass messages like you are cared for and we're here for you, thinking of you. It infuriated me to hear Mark commenting on how nice and thoughtful she is. Last night, she asked me if she could come over with my mom and my brother to quickly discuss something about their wedding. She apologized, saying that she knew it wasn't the right time, but the wedding is only a month away and that the conversation couldn't be delayed any longer. In a sense, Ella wants to postpone the wedding for another 6 months. It is a tiny affair hosted at a friend's house, and since she briefly explained the situation, the vendors are willing to change the date at a minimal cost. To paraphrase her, she said, I don't feel like this is the best time to have a wedding. I really want you at my wedding party, and I suspect you wouldn't want to be around people asking what happened, as if she knew what I want or didn't want. Of course, everyone starts going off about such a great idea and how sweet it was for her to move a special date for her just to accommodate me. What it really made me snap was when she said, next, whenever you feel up to it, we can have a girl's day to get you a new dress. Mine was pink and made specifically to fit my growing bump. I screamed to her that she was a C word for looking for sympathy at my expense, that I hoped my brother and everyone else could see her for the convenient and manipulative piece of work she was. That the only girl time I wanted to have was with my beloved girl that isn't with us anymore. All of them were stunned, and she ran out crying. My brother told me to seek therapy, and my mom and little brother just left. This morning, my husband told me that while he understood and shared my grievance, I shouldn't have lashed out at innocent people, that she only wanted to help. Oh boy. Okay, my thoughts on this, and controversial as this may be, OP is the asshole. Sorry, not asshole. A-hole. Don't want to have Reddit. Sorry, not Reddit. YouTube take down my video for me saying that. So, oops, potty mouth jar. But OP is the a-hole, along with sister-in-law, future sister-in-law, L. Reason why L is the asshole is because if it were me, if I were in the book, if I was having a wedding and my best friend miscarried or like whatever, then I would take her aside first, say, hey, I know you're going through a hard time. Do you want me to postpone the wedding for like 6 months or however? I would really like to have you there with me to celebrate my big day. But basically what it seems like she does to me is that she takes this event and makes it into a great big spectacle thing by having member of OP's family there. Like, what the hell? OP is also a bit of an a-hole because she describes sister-in-law as annoyingly happy and caring, which, girl, just, I cannot describe how that rubs up on me. Just really funny, okay? Just, yeah. Yeah, so, anyway, that is my own 2 cents. Let me see what the next one is. Next one is from the True Off My Chest Reddit thread, and it is my 23 female, OP23 female, boyfriend, friend pretended to kidnap me from a proposal. There's also an update, which I will read in a couple minutes. But basically the post says, I am trembling and just created this alternative account because my main has a lot of details about me that would make it easy to trace back. A week ago, my boyfriend told me that he had a camping trip planned with his friends on Friday, today. He said that he would have no service and that he'll see me on Sunday. He messaged me at 5 a.m. this morning and told me that they are hitting the road. Around 8, I went for a run like I normally do on Friday. I have one headphone in while I do it because I was on a work call. While I was running, I noticed an SUV that kept popping up. In hindsight, it looked just like my boyfriend's childhood friend car. I sent a message to my sister saying to stand by and shared my location. Right after sending the message, I looked up and the SUV was right behind me and someone jumped out and grabbed me. It happened so fast I even dropped my phone on the pavement. I was pulled into the car and I could tell that there were at least 2 masked guys in the back before they covered my eyes. In hindsight, they had cartoonish ski masks and black gloves on. I freaked out and resisted like crazy, screaming and kicking. All I could hear were those guys laughing, and I could feel one of them holding me down by my arm behind me, and the other was holding my leg down at the knee. I don't know how long I was in there, but I kept begging for them to let me go and crying. I even admit I peed on myself, but I don't think they noticed until we arrived at the house. They pulled me out of the car, and I was screaming for help until I was pulled into a house. With the mask on my head was removed, I was on my knees in front of my boyfriend of 2 years. He was staring at me with a confused look before he started to angrily ask his friends what was going on. As I started to adjust to what was going on, I realized that he was dressed nice and that there was romantic decorations around the entryway to the house. I realized who he was and what was going on and collapsed into sobs. I probably had a 5-minute panic attack in the car on my way there and another one sitting in the entryway to his house. I was sweating, wearing soiled yoga pants, flushed with fear and scared for my life. That was all about an hour or two ago. My boyfriend took me upstairs and was going to help me get showered and changed. How sweet. I mean, like, I know the circumstances are not exactly ideal, but he's pretty good, despite the fact that he very clearly has friends who should not exist. My boyfriend took me upstairs and was going to help me get showered and changed, but I wanted to do that alone. I heard yelling and commotion downstairs while I showered, but I don't know what is going on. I'm sitting in his room now, holding my shattered phone after crying to my sister about what happened. She lived 1.5 hours away, but is speeding over to get me now. I can't stop thinking about what happened, and even though I know now I was never in any danger, I don't think my brain can comprehend it. There was snickering and teasing me in deepened voice about what they were going to do to me. The one that was holding my leg down kept caressing my sides up and down into the inner area. When the car would brake, his face kept falling into my chest. I don't even know who that was. I just know that one of them sounded unsure and kept trying to defuse the situation, but I think it was the driver. Wow. Wow. Just Edit 2. I'm working with police now. This is going to be investigated as a false imprisonment if I press charges. Press charges, please. These boys should not even be let loose onto the public. They are a menace to society. My sense of time was so warped. From where I was picked up to his house was about 7 or 10 minutes in the car. It felt like way longer than that. So mine can do a lot of very weird things. As for the friend, the driver was his childhood best friend who I actually get along with well. He was in tears when he voluntarily arrived at the police station for a statement. The other two were friends from his athletic class that he started attending a few months ago. It seemed like the two guys I didn't know wanted in on what otherwise was supposed to be more innocent. The original plan was for them to pop out of the car in their funny kidnapping attire and hand me a letter that explained I was being summoned by my boyfriend and resistance is futile. Seemed like the plan changed as the two new friends wanted to shake me up a bit more and make it more real. Edit 3. I've had time to calm down and long talk with my sister. We're going to meet up with my ex-boyfriend. She put ex with question marks, so yeah, for dinner tonight. He had been respectful of my request for space, but had been emotional whenever he thinks about what I went through this morning. As he should be. He needs better friends. His best friend contacted me repeatedly, apologizing for allowing it to get this far, but I asked him to stop and he did. The best friend's fiance reached out and has been supportive and apologetic, too. I'm astounded at the support I have received here and wish I could thank each one of you individually. I never had anyone other than my sister and boyfriend care for my mental well-being like this. Reddit is a kind place sometimes. Edit 4. Back after a few weeks. I'm okay and I can't share much due to lawyer advice. Check my latest post. So, yeah. Anyway, someone down below in the comments said, Dear God, I thought this was a response to my girlfriend left one day because of my proposal for no reason. Story that has become viral and I almost threw up. Glad to hear it isn't, but what happened to you is awful. Yes, I'm so sorry, OP, but yeah. Controversial as ever, take some self-defense class, okay? Someone else says, I am so angry for you. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I don't think men fully realize how much baseline fierce women carry with us on a day-to-day basis, constantly having to be hyper-vigilant of this exact scenario. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, and the update says, Edit, my sister arrived. She wants to take me to the police station now. I haven't spoken to my boyfriend yet, but I think there's more to the story than he knew about. I'll have to log out for a while. Thanks for the support in the comments. Okay, is that... I accidentally clicked on the wrong link. Okay, so it says, I'm alive. Hello? I'm sorry for going MIA. I saw my story posted on Best Reddit Update, so I finally logged back in. I have a lot I wish I could tell you all, but unfortunately due to legal consultation, it's best that I keep a lot of it private. In short, I'm healing. My now fiance had a private proposal with me last week. Oh, so she's back with him. Okay. We've had many tough conversations, and his responses to everything remind me of how safe and loved I am by him. I guess he's a good egg. He didn't ask for or endorse that kind of plan. I've learned that the two friends, whom I didn't know were highly influenced by YouTube prankster and social experiment channel. Also, one of them, we know he's on the spectrum and apologizes for that part. Being autistic is not a legit excuse for being a D-head. I think that's all I can share for now. I'm only consulting right now and may not press charges. What the hell is wrong with you, girl? Press charges! Trust me, pressing charges against them is the only way how they'll actually find out how much of a loser they were to you. Thank you so much for all the kindness and support. Opening my inbox today warmed my heart incredibly. Edit. There are a lot of people who disagree with me staying with my fiancé. I wonder why. I'm sorry I couldn't explain in detail how confident I am in him through this. Please read carefully before passing judgment, and I'm sorry I couldn't please everyone with my decision. Okay. Okay, so there's that, and now the final one that I'm going to read is from the True Off My Chat Reddit feed, and it's titled, "The school left my autistic daughter at Disney World, and she was found at a hotel with a random stranger." Now, just so that way you guys know, this post was deleted from the Reddit feed True Off My Chest for some reason. And I got this transcript off of TikTok. I had to change a few things around just so that way I could basically make it easier for me to read. Let's get to it, shall we? The OP starts off by saying, "I'm still pissed off at school for doing it. My daughter, who's 14, has autism. She doesn't say if it's high-functioning autism or like whatever, which is fine and all that jazz. Privacy issues if you ask me, but it would be a bit nice to know exactly where she falls on the autism spectrum scale. She had been talking about going to Disney on a class field trip non-stop, and as a mom who wants nothing more than for her child to be happy, I let her go under the condition that someone supervises her. Smart. I wonder what can go wrong there. The school agreed that there would be a teacher with her. I had to work that day and couldn't get off to act as a chaperone, and I trusted the school to keep her safe. She was supposed to spend one day at Disney with no hotel stay." Okay, sounds pretty reasonable. "I dropped her off at the school around 6 a.m. and sent her off and came back at around 10-11 p.m. to pick her up. I waited in my car for her and she never showed up. I had to get out and ask around if anyone seen her. None of the teachers knew where she was. Oh, jeez. I then received a phone call from the Orlando police saying that they found my daughter at a hotel with another stranger who the hotel staff thought was a school chaperone for the field trip. I got the address and drove these 3-4 hours to get to the police station. The first thing that happened when I went to go pick her up at the police station was that she ran to hug me while crying, saying that she was sorry. I asked if she was okay, but she never said anything outside of a nod. The stranger was already arrested, and it was someone from the hotel who had called the police after they'd noticed some suspicious behavior coming from the man. The OP then continues to say, if they're reading this to them, I want to thank you. I also want to thank you as well. You are a beautiful human being. I let her stay home from school for the time being and went the following Monday to speak with the school. I can assure you that I was livid, and I didn't hold back against the people at the school who stated that they told the students to be back at the bus stop before 7 and that the buses will be leaving at exactly 7. Who in God-given name thought that'd be a good idea? I mean, okay. Kids aren't exactly the best judge of characters, okay? Like, there may be at least one kid out there who may decide to try and stay because they want to be at Disney Overland or like whatever. So they made no attempt to look for her. They have no idea who the parents who took my daughter to a hotel was, and he was not willing to school chaperone. I told them that I didn't care what their policy is. I didn't sign a permission slip for them to leave a special needs child at a theme park all alone. They were responsible for her safety while she was under their custody. You go, Mama. I had to be escorted off from the school after my 10-minute tirade. You should have done a lot worse. Make some fear the protective Mama Bear in you. I can only speculate what the stranger did to her because she did not come forward to tell me what happened. In fact, she hasn't spoken a word at all and she refuses to leave her room except to eat. She never gets onto her computer either. I am currently speaking with lawyers to see if a lawsuit is possible. I don't know what to do. I feel like I failed my daughter as a parent. I want to get her into therapy, but I'm concerned she won't be comfortable enough to speak to a therapist. About that last part, okay? Therapists, they are hard workers, like they go to school, college, they get a degree in something like criminal psychology or child psychology or like whatever. And from there, they can use it to form a connection with the child. So trust me, your worries are kind of a little bit silly. Also, did you or did you not take the child to a hospital to have a non-consent test done? If you didn't, then you kind of are a failure. That's all I'm going to say. She doesn't say that in the Reddit post, whether or not she did or didn't do it. However, yeah, that's basically my own 2 cents about it all. So, whew. Those are 3 of these things that no idea how the hell that happened. 3 of the things I read up on Reddit that I really liked. Like, I liked the post. I didn't like the situation, but yeah. Anyway, again, be certain to go show me love on social media. Links are down below in the bio, and I'll see you next time. Bye!